and so he's he's a nice enough guy. But, he's kind of lost.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Jen Sheelan podcast. Today is Friday, July 15th of 2016. Right, Dougie? This is my co-host, Doug the dog. Can you look in the camera? This way. You sit. You sit. If you are a new viewer, welcome. And if you are a returning viewer, welcome back. Dougie, are you ready to get this started? What do you think? Gotta have the cookies handy. Give me a high five. All the way, high five. Good boy. There we go. You guys can find me on various forms of social media. I am on Ravelry, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and Tumblr. And I have a Ravelry group as well, where Doug the dog actually has his own thread. But I set up different threads for each episode, so if you want to comment, come on over. Okay, so the podcast that I listened to today while I was getting ready to film, this is the Just One More Row podcast, and it is with Brittany and Dana. So it's Brittany Lane and Dana of Unwind on Ravelry. And it's funny, so I was tinkering along in Ravelry in the Yarniacs group, and Gail, one of the Yarniacs, between Gail and Charlene, she goes, Jen, did you know that you were talked about on the Just One More Row podcast? And I was like, no, I have to go over and listen to that. What a cute podcast. I'm so happy that, that happened. It was a good, happy accident that Gail happened to hear that they were talking about one of my patterns, and I got to go over and check them out. So if you haven't heard of them yet, definitely go check them out. And of course, check out the Yarniacs. I'm a big fan of the group as well as of Gail and Charlene. I became really active in the group I want to say, it hasn't been a year yet, but it's definitely been a while, and I absolutely love that group. So check out that podcast too. Okay, let's get to it. Now you can see that I'm in a different setting if you're a returning viewer. It is quite warm up here in Hingham, Massachusetts today, so I decided to try filming downstairs to spare both myself and Doug from actually melting away. This poor guy has been so hot. He's looking at me like, Mama, I'm so hot. Where's the air conditioning? So we actually took a little break earlier, and our bedroom has a portable unit, so we went in there for a little while to chill out and just cool down for a little while. So sometimes he'll actually look up the stairs and be like, why aren't we up there? I know, buddy. We'll go back in the air conditioning soon, okay? Yeah? Okay. All right, let's get to it. Spin it right round. I have nothing for you this week, guys. I absolutely had no time to spend between my party that was going on and going away on the knitting retreat. I had absolutely no time to spend, and when I did, I was exhausted. So tune in the next episode. I really, really hope to have gotten some spinning done, and I can give an update. So we'll move on to selfish knitting. Selfish knitting! So excited to show this to you guys. Oh my god! Wait till you see. Alright, wrong side. Okay. So, I finally purchased some sock blanks, and I'm pretty excited about this, because I discovered I really like sock blanks. Like, a lot. And I like sock blanks where you can knit 2 socks at a time. Now, I am not a 2 sock at a time girl. Yeah. I usually knit 1 sock at a time, and I don't have any trouble with second sock syndrome. Man, everything I'm saying is like you can't say 3 times fast. So I was like, but I really wanted to match, so I'll go for it. And I love knitting 2 socks at a time off a sock blank. It is not fumbly at all. Like, I love it. Love it. So, from Witch Candy Yarn, this is what I have left. I will show you the partial sock blank. Look at, oops, it's upside down. Look at how pretty that is. I'm sad I didn't use it all. But I think I'm going to try to make some ankle socks, and I'll put the toes on hold. Actually, if I'm going to do 2 at a time, I can just keep going, see how much I have left, and figure out, and just use a different yarn for the toes and heels if I have to. So I think I'm going to make ankle socks out of the rest of it. Yeah. But here are my finished socks. Look at them! Look at them! Oh, so pretty. So pretty. I love, and they match, see? That was the whole point of doing 2 at a time. Now, I do have sock blockers on the way that'll make it a whole lot easier for me to show off my socks. I would put them on to show you them, but it's too hot. snow. I am dedicated, but not that dedicated. I'm already melting. And these next socks actually enabled more than a few knitters to need to buy them. Yeah, and you'll see why. They're watermelon socks. Watermelon socks? Yes, watermelon socks. I know. From Gail's Art. Do I have her card in here? Yes, I do. Gail's Art. Look at that, right there. Put it on focus. There we go. Yeah, Gail's Art. Watermelon socks. The sock blank. Look at that! Again, knitting 2 at a time. Look at this. Look at these socks. I can't even. I think I am to the foot, so right about where my finger is, right there is where I bound on, did the leg, and that's my afterthought heel. And this is where the foot is. And I should get right into watermelon as I go to do the toe, because I think I still have another 2 inches at least on the foot, if not more. So I'll definitely get into watermelon for the toe. I'm so excited for that. But look at how these are knitting up. I mean, really? Check these out. So yeah, I enabled more than a few knitters to purchase this sock blank when she put more into her shop because they're amazing, right? See? Yeah. And again, it made sense to do the 2 at a time socks for these because I really, really wanted them to match. I mean, they don't have to. If they didn't, it wouldn't be the end of the world, but I've been all Miss Self-Striping Socks and all matchy-matchy lately, so it's just kind of the zone that I'm in. Sometimes I'm I don't care if they match, and sometimes I'm in the no, they gotta match zone. Just depends. Which way's the wind blowing? You know, yeah, that kind of thing. And I have them in my beer bag. More from the Stitcher later. Okay. You ready? You want to show off more? You snippers? No, okay. There we go. Now this bag I was going to wait to show off, but I'm sorry, I can't wait. Because it's amazing. It is another Stitched by Jessalou bag. Oh my god! It's her new Harry Potter print. Yes! What? I know! Her new Harry Potter print. Look at it. It has the characters on it. Where's Harry? Look at that. There's Harry. Where is he? Right there. Look at the Hagrid. Where's Dumbledore? He's in there too. Look at Dumbledore! Look, I had to have this bag. And then I treated myself and I got the large wedge bag. So it's mine. And I may have enabled someone want that bag too. I happen to know a big Harry Potter fan, and I may have told her that I bought it. I'm not sorry. Not even a little. Okay, so what's in the bag? Selfish knitting. Back to selfish knitting. Look at the stars on the inside. Can you see? Because it's kind of dark. Okay, I'm done. I am knitting the 3-color cashmere shawl by Joji Locatelli. Now, gee, I wonder if you've heard that name before. I hear her name everywhere. It's Joji Locatelli, Joji Locatelli, Joji Locatelli. I'm like, I should knit a Joji Locatelli pattern. Like I was like a zombie, like must knit. Really, I've heard her name everywhere. So I'm like, well, I need to cast something of hers on. And I'm so glad I did, because I love it. And it's a crescent-shaped shawl. So, I am using, let's see, I wrote the yarns down. Where did I put them? Ah, here we go. Woolen Rabbit, you know how much I love Woolen Rabbit, in Lucent, which is their Merino Cashmere Nylon blend, and that is in Forever Blue Jean, right? Forever in Blue Jeans is the colorway. I should probably show you the shawl, right? Look at how pretty! Oh, and it's grays and blues, and it's so pretty. Oh, I loves it so much. So this is the Forever in Blue Jeans. The gray is actually from, I know this off the top of my head, Blue Moon, in their Marine Silk fingering weight. It is yummy to knit with. Oh my goodness, it's a little hard when it's this hot and sticky out, but it's awesome to knit with. So yeah, and then the rest of it, for my 3rd color, because it's a 3-color cashmere shawl, is my hand spun. I was like, I should use my hand spun with this one, and it goes so nicely, because they're all like shiny and drapey and yummy. This is my pork fiber, and we know how much I love pork fiber. Baby Camel Silk Blend. Boom! Baby Camel and Silk. It doesn't get much better. And hopefully we can see all the different colorways going on here. It's a little bit shinier downstairs here, but we're going to make it work. Oh, it's beiges and browns and blues and grays, and it goes very well with the blues and the grays of my shawl. So this is my third color, so there'll be like a nice bar at the bottom with just that, with that blend of colors, and then you tinge it with the two other colors again. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Now, this pattern, I believe, has a picot bind-off edge. I think I'm going to pass on that just because I don't mind a picot bind-off edge, but I kind of like a little bit of a cleaner look. So I think I'm just going to go for a simple bind-off. We'll see. We'll see what mood I'm in. Again, when I go to finish it, I don't know. And I actually have never done one. I've just seen them everywhere. We'll see if I'm in the mood to do a picot bind-off edge because I heard they take a really long time. And I have a feeling I'm going to be ready to be done with the shawl once I get there. I'm already up to like 300 plus stitches, so I'm like, you get to one row, you're like, oh my gosh, I finished a row. So we'll see if I'm in the mood to do that kind of a bind-off in the end. I don't know. What do you think? I know, he's just like, I'm so hot. All right. There we go. So that is all of my selfish knitting for now. I have some plans for some more really awesome selfish knitting, and there may be more Joji Locatelli coming too. I mean, hello again, I hear her name everywhere. I should probably knit more than one of her patterns because I keep hearing the name and it just makes me want to knit all of her patterns. They're all kind of awesome too, so it's no surprise. Yeah. Okay. Beverage of choice. Thank goodness, because I was so ready for a sip. Now, if you have sensitive ears, you may want to earmuff it. It's the name of the beer, so I'm going to go ahead and say it. This is one of my favorite beers and one of my favorite breweries. I heard that, mister. You just burped. I haven't even had a sip yet. This is Flying Dog's Belgian IPA called Raging Bitch. And it is an awesome IPA. A very inappropriate label. But an awesome IPA, which I'm actually drinking in my Flying Dog glass. Which I don't know if it'll pop up on the screen, but I'll try to show you anyway. So, cheers! I think somebody's a little jealous that I get to have the beer and he doesn't. Sorry, buddy. I know, hot day. On a hot day, a good cold beer is just the thing. Sorry. I love you. Okay, there we go. Phew! So I figured to move on to what I'm styling. I don't know if we can see it here, but I'm actually wearing the Raging Bitch t-shirt that my little brother gave me for Christmas. Ta-da! I can't spin all the way around to show you the back of it, but it has a picture just similar to the label on the back of the shirt, too. And my little brother was at the brewery and got one for me. So thank you, True. Can you Mama's the one actually talking on the podcast. Can you let me? How about you lay down? You, all the way. You lay down. Oh, good boy. He's slowly creeping further and further in front of me. Okay. I also have my fishies in the background. You can see my Danio losing his mind behind me. We have 2 cichlids, a Danio, and a Pleco in there, and they've all managed to play nice, but we'll see how long that lasts. If we mix up the tank enough, they should be all right, but the blue one, when he gets really mad, he turns really, really dark, and it's frightening. But that's what all the swimming is going on behind me there. Whew. Back to it. Oh, showing off. This is so great. Okay, so most of you know that I went to a retreat last weekend. A retreat! It was the Twin Set retreat. So it was the Twin Set summer camp retreat in Maryland. It was Darlington, Maryland, and it was run by the 2 Twin Set podcasters, Jan and Ellen. Hi, guys! Oh my goodness, what a lovely time. It was so, so much fun, and I got to meet such lovely people. It really, I think it was a good 35 ladies that showed up, and it was just a really lovely time. It was wicked hot and humid there. This still is, I'm melting right now, and this still is nothing in comparison to what it was like down there. But it was worth it. It was absolutely worth it. For the heat and humidity alone, and the no-see-ums who apparently find me delicious. It was absolutely lovely. So thank you, Jan and Ellen, for putting that together and having us all come together, because it was an amazing retreat. And I got to meet Laura and Robbie from the Yarniacs group. You guys! Laura was so sweet. I mean, she brought all my stuff, she picked me up, she dropped me off at the station, and I just found out. You guys know how much I love a surprise, right? I love a surprise. I sent her a surprise yarn as a thank you, and she just got it. I sent her one Twisted Tree yarn, and she just got it. I can't help it. I can't. It's a surprise, and I love surprises, and I wanted to say thank you. So, enjoy your yarns. I was so hoping I'd be able to talk about it on this episode. You got to a day early. Yeah. Anyway, retreat. So, let's see what I got here. Okay. So I'm not going to go through all of the things that I got from there, but I will show you my lovely pile of goodies that I got. Look at this. Look at all this stuff they gave you in your goodie bag. I got a Stephen B bag with yarns and a coupon. I got Jan's Farm, the Fairwinds Farm, a bag with goodies in it. Yarns. More yarns. Genzi yarns. Look at this. Ta-da! Look at all these goodies they gave us. Oh my goodness. And my little ID badge. Which I guess I was so afraid of people not knowing my name, I fell asleep with my badge on the one night. And woke up to something Pokemon. I'm like, what the heck is Pokemon yarn? It was this. I had worn it to sleep. Dedicated. I mean, somebody may go to wake me up and they need to know my name. So I wear my badge. Oh my goodness. So that was all in our goodie bag. So thank you, Jan and Ellen, again. What a lovely time. And you spoiled this rotten. I love it. And I got more stuff from the Twin Set Retreat. More? Even more. I know. There were some people selling things there. Oh, I got some hand spun from my buddy Robbie. Thank you. I have to show it off. I'm sorry, but look at it. Look at this hand spun. How pretty is that? Oh my goodness. And this was, what was this? Tarji, which I've never knit with before or spun, so I'm really curious to knit with it. I can't wait to figure out what to make. I think it's just over 200 yards, so I don't know what to make out of it. I can't wait. Thank you, Robbie, for that. And these are going to make clanky. I scored some needles from our two roommates who were amazing. So we had Catherine and Martha, who were also twin sisters. And Catherine was giving up a bunch of her Knit Picks needles that she doesn't use anymore. And I was like, score! So I scored a bunch of needles from her. Thank you, Catherine. They will be put to good use. I love Knit Picks needles, and sometimes they go metal, sometimes they go wood. So having the choice, especially when I'm just off on gauge, is nice to have. Ta-da! Clanky, 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 clanky. What else did I get from the retreat? Oh my goodness. So Laura put together a mini skein swap. So look at what I got. I got me some mini skeins. Look at them all. Check this out. Got all these fun colors. So everybody brought, I think it was 10 minis. So you brought that, and then you put them down on the table, and you picked up as many as you brought. So even if you didn't bring 10, you brought 5. You picked up 5. What a cool idea. So I brought those, and I scored me some mini skeins for my sock yarn blanket. What's up? So excited, and the good memories from it too. I mean, it was all swapped yarn, and I'd be like, oh yeah, I remember getting that at the Twin Set Retreat. So very cool. And last but not least, oh my goodness, I got to meet, let me take another sip before I do that. Okay, good. I got to meet Louise from the Caithness Craft Collective podcast. She is lovely and hilarious. I absolutely love her. She was so much fun to hang out with. She also has an Etsy shop where she sells these tartan bags. And of course, I had to buy one. And I did. Look at that bag. Look at that bag, and it's mine. It's all mine. Ta-da! So I already have yarns in it, Louise. I already plan on designing a poncho, and that's what's living in this bag right now. I was like, you know what? That bag needs something. I need to move on to my next design. Ta-da! She also was super, super sweet and gave all of us these little leather bookmarks. Look at that. Isn't that fun? And you can emboss them, too. Had no idea you can emboss leather. Apparently neither did she until she tried it, and I think that's super cool. Ta-da! Love that. So thank you, Louise, and thank you for the good time. Had a blast. So that was our knitting retreat. I really, really enjoyed it, and I would totally do it again. Heat aside, and no seams aside, it doesn't even matter. It was totally worth it, worth the experience. It was excellent. So I highly recommend it. What are we on to next? Random thoughts. Have you ever been to a knitting retreat? And if you have, where? And when? And for what? Come on over to the group and let me know. I'm curious, because I really enjoyed this one, and I would love to look into more. So let me know what you've done in the past. Or you have coming up, too. Then we have giveaways. Again, we know how much I love surprises and giveaways. Oh my goodness. So I still have the jar along running with my buddy and jar partner in crime, Candy from the Pause for Stitches podcast. So we still have that going. It started in June, and it's going all the way through December. We had our June winner, oh yes we did, who is Melanie, who is Knitting Mama 79. Congratulations, Melanie! And I got to send out her prize pack right before I left for my trip, too. So while I was away, she posted a picture on Instagram that she had received it. So congratulations, and I'm glad you like it. Surprise! I love it. I love it. All right, so the featured jar for June was Fairy's Firelight. The featured jar for July is the Americana jar. Makes sense, right? Ta-da! I love these lids. It's a star. It's a star. It makes total sense. I mean, really. Right? Michaels. These lids. We had our party 4th of July weekend, which was a huge success. We had our pig roast, and then Frank smoked some chickens, and people brought all the food, and we had lots of beer, and it was so great, and the weather was perfect. It was spot on, couldn't have been any better. And I had my 4 little shepherd's hooks out with my little jars, and got so many compliments, as well as a friend of mine ordered 6 of them. 6. Because they liked them so much. So yeah, that right there was a compliment, if ever I've heard one. Ordering 6 of them on the spot. They're like, okay, I need 6 of them right now. Make that happen. Yeah, so they were a huge success, and I was very happy with. They were just so pretty lit up, and they were everything I really hoped they would be. Love, love, love putting them out on the shepherd's hooks. Seriously, if you can find these lids, knit one up and put them out. It's just such a lovely addition. If you have like a fire pit night, or if you're sitting outside at night in your garden, it's just so pretty. And you don't have to use a real tea light. You can use an LED light, or those little fairy LED lights too work really well. All kinds of different ideas to, you know, light these up. So give it a try. Excuse me while I sip again. Okay. So for the jar along, I've talked about this in the past few episodes, but I will breeze through it again really quickly. Told you it's running June through December. I knit any Jen Sheelan jar patterns each month. You can knit more than one and enter them each month as well. Post a picture of your jar, as well as an idea of how you would gift it or use it. You can post it in my group, Candy's group, or both. What? I know. 2 chances to win per jar. Do that, and knit more than 1 jar in a month. Multiple entries allowed, and that was it. So yeah, knit a jar, post it, that's it. Simple enough. And it's a short little simple knit. And you could probably double dip in a lot of other knit-alongs too. A lot of them allow it. Like, let's see what we have here. Oh my goodness, I have a ton of knit-alongs. We'll get to those in a second, because I want to show you what the July prizes are going to be in my group. Oh my goodness, so it's 1 prize is awarded per month, so I do like a prize pack. So this is what's going to be in your prize pack if you win. Sorry, where is it? Oh, there it is. I showed this off in my last episode. Steel City Stitcher, this is your bag. Oh my goodness, look at this. Roberta, your bags are awesome. I showed off my beer bag earlier. She's the one who made that. Steel City Stitcher. Love her bags. Love this. Your little carabiner on the side for to hold your little mini Notions bag that matches. And you can hang it off your little carabiner right there. I know. So I will be awarding that, as well as these little 4th of July stitch markers from the Knitty by Nature shop. Ta-da! Oh, where'd the stitch markers go? There they are. There they are. Aren't they so cute? 4th of July ones. Duh, right? July. There's like that. And you will also win a Jen Sheelan pattern of your choice. So, 3 things in your prize pack. What? I know. So, and put your entries in for July. We still have half a month left. Plenty of time. They're a very short knit. And you can win. Now, I was, still not done. Still not done because I have more sponsors too. More? What? I had 2 more sponsors come in since I last filmed. I have, let's see, where's her card? Alright, so this is Sarah with Sarah's Texture Crafts. Ta-da! Now, I chit-chatted with her in email back and forth a little bit, and she actually dyed yarn. We were like, maybe we should do it to go with a particular jar. So I was like, you know, but how about Pixie Petals? I know I'm going to be featuring that one soon, so let's look at some colors that would go with that. She did it. Look at these! Oh, and they're sparkly too. Oh my goodness. That pink is actually a little bit lighter in person, but oh my goodness. And that purple in the center, and that, oh my goodness. Yeah. And look at that cute little card. And guess what? She gave me one. Gave me a set too. She did. Now, as well as this, I actually opened up my letter that she included with mine. I was actually going to leave it all neat and show it off, but I'm like, I should actually open this bag and open the card before I show this on my podcast, which was smart. Because, she is offering, let's see, she included a set for the giveaway, and she enclosed a coupon for them as well. How nice is that? So that'll be in the prize pack whenever I do the Pixie Petals jar, which I may or may not do in August. I'm thinking it's coming in August. Keep an eye out for that. So you have a coupon as well as her yarn. How awesome is that? You can knit the jar. You can knit multiple jars. With those colors, I can't. Ugh. I know. And she gave us a coupon code too, you guys. Oh my goodness. How awesome is that? So she set up a coupon code, which I will put in my show notes. Did not mention that my show notes will be on my website at the end of this episode. So, at the end of this episode, you'll see the show notes on my website. I think the heat's getting to me. Whew, I'm slowly melting. Okay, so I will put all the details for the code in the notes as well, but I'll read them out as well here. The code is Jen Sheelan, 2 N's, and it's SHEELEN, and the discount is 10% off your first order from Sarah's Texture Crafts. Valid until the 30th of September 2016. 1 use per person. How cool is that? Thank you, Sarah. What a sweet offer. That was so nice of you. Thank you so much, as well as the yarn that you dyed to kind of work with me and do that to go along with one of my jars, too. That was super cool. So thank you. And, oh my goodness, we have more stuff. We have Wendy from Knitty Kitty Bags. Ta-da! This is so fun. So not only did she include this cute little bag, look at this little bag. I love that. I love this fabric. So fun, so summery, so breezy. Love it. Look at the inside too. It's a fun yellow. She included what she calls whiskers for minis. How cute is that? Love it. I know. So thank you, Wendy, for that. I can't wait for one of our lucky winners to get that. Whiskers. Clever. I love clever little nitty things like that. Okay, that's what we have going for giveaways, and I listed a bunch of other items in episode 10 as well, so if you want to check out a lot of the other items that I have coming on deck, go back to episode 10 and check them out. Other knit-alongs. Okay, I hinted towards them and double dipping and all that. Let's go back to that. So we have the 12 Months to Christmas knit-along, and that is hosted by Boston Jen, the Downseller Studio podcast. And that's where you knit 1 item a month for a Christmas gift. Cool. She's also doing the Splash Pad Party. And in the show notes, I'll summarize all these knit-alongs too, so I'm just going to breeze through them really quickly here. If you want more detail, go check out my show notes, and if you're interested, enter the knit-along. Oh, the Graduate Your Stash knit-along. That was by Mary of Kino Knits. That actually ended, so I'm waiting for her winner. Can't wait, and they're going to win one of my patterns. I love doing that. So hopefully she will get a chance to record soon, and we'll find out who the winner of that knit-along was. Okay, so who else do we have here? That's Graduate Your Stash. We have the Pow Cow, and that is hosted by Michelle of Actually Knitting. And that's where you can win my Dream Whisperer or Pixie Petals jar cover patterns. And then we have the Summer Superlatives Knit-Along, and that is hosted by Becky of Knit Actually, the Knit Actually podcast. And that is running summer 2016, and you can win my New Horizons Infinity Scarf pattern. Then we had a Opposites Cow, I think it was a crochet along, hosted by Yarnder Woman. And you could win a Jen Sheelan pattern of your choice, and we had a winner. And that was Sarah, who is Yarn Poetry on Ravelry. And she chose my New Horizons Infinity Scarf pattern. So congratulations to you, Sarah. That is all the knit-alongs I am keeping track of now. I know there are plenty of them out there that I haven't even mentioned. Those are ones that I've just been sponsoring. So keep an eye out for them, and if you're allowed to double dip, I say go for it. I love it. I think that's super cool that they allow you to double dip, and if you could do a small little item like the jar, go for it. What the? Phew. What's up with my patterns? Oh my goodness. If you have not watched Barbara from the Knitting I Love podcast, go check her out. She is so much fun to watch. And this girl, thank you Barbara, did 2 videos, on two of my patterns. So she did just she does little video blips on different projects that she's working on. So she did a video blip of my Starlight Blooms shawl pattern, and then she did another, I say video blip, it's like 8 minutes, another video blip of my Fairies Firelight jar cover pattern. How cool was that? And she gave excellent reviews and tips and things that she did with each pattern, the yarn she used, any recommendations she had. I could not have asked for a better review of my patterns. And, you know, with how many people are going to see that too, that's amazing. So, Barbara, you're awesome. Thank you. And go check out her videos if you're interested in those patterns. Again, she gave an excellent review, and you can kind of get a really good close-up of what hers looked like, based on the yarn she used, and, you know, she wasn't really a lace knitter either, and then chose Fairies Firelight, and I had sent it to her, and she's like, oh no, about this pattern, and then knitted up and said it was no problem. So that means it should be a relatively easy beginner's lace knitting pattern. Something to keep in mind if you have not knit lace before. Just saying. Then I have my new design on the way. It's very, very close. It's my Victorian Yuletide ornament pattern, part 2. Test mode is pretty much over, so now I just need some pattern photos. So I hope to snag my Frank Sheelan sometime this weekend. I hope to get photos, and hope to get that released next week. Keep an eye out. And just as a reminder, the ornament balls are knit, the covers are knit for size 83 millimeter ornament balls. I tend to use plastic. You can use glass, totally up to you. I just tend to use plastic since I have large dog with waggy tail. And waggy tail bumps into things and knocks them off tree. And then they break, and that sucks. So I tend to go towards plastic. They last longer. But to each his own, whatever you prefer. Just make sure it's an 83 millimeter and you're fine. And that is it. And I did hint towards a new pattern that I have kind of brewing up in here. I figured it's really hot, so why not start designing a poncho, because that would be really warm. Why do we knitters do this to ourselves? Why? We knit hot things in the summer because we want to, like, really, like if you go to knit a sweater, you're like, well, duh, I'm going to need that by winter, so, or by the fall, so I should knit it over the summer. Or that's when we get inspired to knit all these hot things, right when it gets really hot out. I know, we all do it. Lots of us do it. I know I'm not the only one. But I'm like, oh, I've had this poncho in my head, so I really kind of want to knit it out. And I think it'll be cool. And I think it's going to have tassels. What are your thoughts on tassels? I've asked this before, I think, in my Facebook group, but I'm going to ask again. Are you for tassels or against them? you're against them, you don't have to add them. If you're for them, rock on, you can add them. I figure, why not put them in the pattern, because then it can go either way. If they didn't have tassels and you're a tassel person, you'd be missing them. So there you go. Now you have a choice. I know, this thing, I can't stop it. It just keeps going and going and going. Oh my goodness, I just looked down. There are 2 things that I forgot to show off from a knitting retreat. I am so sorry. Susan from A Riot of Color, I made 2 purchases from your table too. Another sock blank. Yes! And it's sparkly. Look it. Look at them. Ooh, they're showing up really nice. And this is really bright and outside of what I normally buy, but I did that on purpose. I'm like, I really want to get something I don't normally buy. I'm like, I buy usually the blues and the browns and the neutrals and the grays, and I wanted something and some purples and sometimes some greens. I'm branching out, but I wanted something poof, like really outside of what I normally buy. This would be it. Bright, hot pink and purple, outside my comfort zone. But I really like it, and it's on Sparkles, so it won me over. Another thing I have been looking into here and there is tweed sock yarn, and she had it. And I lovely, well, it's purple, but it's tweed, which I don't have. So I was allowed to buy it. Look at that. Isn't that fun? That's going to make a fun pair of socks. I'm pretty excited to knit that. And again, that is Susan from A Riot of Color. Where's her little taggy there? There you go. A Riot of Color. Check her out. She has lovely, lovely yarns. She has roving and stuff too. I just had to limit my purchases because I had very limited space in my bags. I overpacked my bags for that trip. I don't even know how I fit what I did fit in those bags, but I did it. I did. And it was interesting going home because now I had extra stuff and I'm like, uh-oh. I actually wound up taking my other knitting bag outside of my one bag and carrying it as a third bag and managed to get on the train. How I didn't get yelled at, I don't know, but I'm just going to go with it. I was fully prepared to have to shove that in there at the other bag somehow, but I didn't have to. So I was able to have my extra stuff with no worries. Yes! Anywho, I am slowly melting away. I'm awfully shiny. And poor Douglas is laying in front of me and is melting into the carpet. Dougie, are you going to say goodbye? Can you up? Do you want a cookie? You better up. Come on, up. Up. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. There you go. Yeah, right in front of me. Can you spin? Can you spin right here? Can you just spin? Spin around. Right there. Just a slow spin. A slow spin. We're going to count that. There you go, buddy. My poor dog. Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and I will see you soon. Bye, guys.